Welcome to the Maui HexaDome. This is the Aristeia weekly battle arena game coming to you from Maui on Shameless Mayhem.
Hello.
And as you can tell from our battle map, we are using the new system called Prime Time, recently released as an expansion and multiplayer pack for the game. This particular scenario we're going to do today focuses on many of the new things released in Prime Time.
It's called Common Goals, and unlike pretty much any other scenario that's out there, there are no actual starting objectives or things like
There are no scoring zones.
There are no scoring zones. It is all going to be determined by these lovely little objective cards.
If you look in the call-out window up above, you'll see we've got a space where we'll be displaying what are the victory point goals.
There are 4 cards that will be out on the top of each round. They will change at the end of each round, and they do a lot of different things. It could either be controlling one of the 6 zones. It could be sending to the bench one of your opponents. It could involve inflicting states, or there are 4 interesting little catch-up cards that allow the lowest victory point total player to steal victory points from the highest victory point total
underdog
player.
Boost, as it were.
We are also going to be playing with 2 of the new primetime features, running projectiles and special spaces.
Special spaces are these red pieces. Projectiles have 2 types. Crazy koalas, and I don't remember the name of the other one off the top of my head.
Annoying bastages.
Basically, they are booby traps on the field. Some of them are stationary and permanent. Some of them are mobile, called running projectiles, but you'll see them in play as we go. We've also got reduced teams. Because it's multiplayer, you could have more than 2 players. You only get 2 characters for your team. So this is BanzaiZAP, and I'm going to be using Senor Massacre and Major Luna because they both deal damage as well as can put out states when needed.
And I am using Axel Steel.
That's Primus, by the way.
And Bachman, hello, for a combination of mobility and states. Not so much with the damage, although Bachman can dump a whole ton of poison on
Yes, indeed. And Axel's really good at punching people if it comes down to it.
Yes. Another neat feature of Primetime is no longer are you restricted to only 2 of your character's tactics cards. All 4 for both characters are in our decks, so we have access to everything that a particular character can do.
There are really only a couple of characters who lose a little bit. For example, Gaia's Tectonic Shake has no meaning because there are no scoring zones in this game.
Right.
That type of thing.
But Gaia's not on the board, so who cares?
So what we're going to do is once we clear our characters off the field, we're going to be placing the special spaces, which are booby traps. The first couple, the player who places them is allowed to see what they are. The last ones, we need to do blind so we don't know if they're good or bad.
And as Prime Time, which we decided before the game because I rolled slightly better than BanzaiZAP.
Hopefully the dice don't hold true.
Yeah, it was not good rolls for either of us. I'm going to start first. So I'm going to pick that one. I'm going to look at it. And I'm going to place it. Now, there are some restrictions. You can't place either the running projectile or the special spaces next to a deployment zone, next to an obstacle, and as is going to come into play in just a moment, not next to any other special space or to one of the running projectiles. You've got to have some actual space out. So I'm going to place this one there.
Blocking a nice little choke point here. I'm going to grab this one. I'm going to look at it. You guys can look at it too. And we're going to put it over here.
Show you guys this one.
Now, some of them have good properties and are green. Some have bad properties that are red, and some are wild cards that are
The
correct.
second one that I'm going to look at is this one. Ah, interesting. And this one
Make sure I don't see it on the screen
to go. Yeah, don't. Stop it.
Looking over here. If I cheat, I'll try to cheat on camera.
There.
I'm going to choose a special marker. I'm going to look at it along the camera. And we're going to place this one here.
Now things get fun because
now we don't get to look at them. I'm going to show mine to the camera, but I'll try not to look so that we can actually.
Same thing. So this is the camera. Now I haven't looked at this one, so I have no idea what it is. But we are going to place it there.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Special slot number 6 looks like this.
Luckily,
I can't even tell if I held up the camera right. So I'm going to put it over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3 more special slots to go.
Looks like Jason Farley is in the comment,
right.
and I'm guessing that People Hooligan is helping there as well, because there is certainly a little bit more. Actually, why don't you look for a moment? I'm just holding. There is certainly a little bit more setup involved in doing the prime time.
We may do this ahead of time in later games, but since this is an introduction to prime time, we're going to do the setup as part of this today's stream as well.
Show up there. Stop looking. Cheater.
Nope, I was actually looking at the.
Swear to God, BanzaiZAP, you were terrible.
I looked at the text.
Let's put that one there. I don't know what it does, but now it's on the middle of that space.
This one, whatever it is, we're going to put over here.
And the last one, oh, lordy, 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 lordy. There. All right, and now we have 2 running projectiles. Because there are 2 players, there will be 2 running projectiles, and there will always be 2 running projectiles. So when
detonate
one
at the next round, they come back
right back. Yes. So I'm just going to pick this one off the top, and I'm going to put it somewhere
where it can
annoying.
Get you. Where it can go crazy. But again, similar restrictions as far as what it can be next to. And I'll just grab the next one off the top of the stack. And I'm going to put it in a good place on the opposite side to go running and getting.
Right. Now, unlike the special spaces, the running projectiles are all bad. They are all booby traps and will do bad things.
And each turn, at the end of the round, they can move 3 and detonate, or move 5 and not detonate.
All right, so next up is character placement.
Okay.
And we can place our deployment in any square in any deployment zone.
As prime time, Primus will place first.
Bachman is going to start here.
Senior Massacre will be close enough to say hello.
Hey.
You gotta go for
it. It was going to happen.
You gotta go.
All right.
Now, the question is whether Axel's going to pile on or get into strike zone somewhere else.
Axel would have really liked to deploy himself next to Luna.
But you'll notice I didn't deploy Luna.
Maybe I should force you to.
Unfortunately, that's not the way this particular set works. This is not, prime time is not underdog. Either way, we've already placed the first 2.
Yeah.
So.
Well, because prime time is weird.
In prime time, it's going to be changing every turn, regardless of victory points, until the second half of the game, in which case it becomes similar to Underdog, where the lower victory points goes first.
Yes, prime time deploys their character last.
So
you must go first.
So no matter what, he's going to try to get Axel, and he's going to go for an easy shot. Now, the nice thing is, even if he does take out Luna on that opening, first, there's no infirmary. So Luna will come back on her turn and get a return fire. Second, it won't necessarily get a victory point if that's not one of the objectives.
That is correct.
So I'm going to have Luna set up so if Senior Massacre doesn't do it, she can take a final shot on Mr. Can you fit through here? This way I can shoot you. There you go. Over here I have a nice line of fire on our chemical brother.
Yep.
So Axel, do you want to come up and threaten Luna? Did you want to be off to the side in case our objectives are more control based?
It is tempting.
Either way, it's actually kind of tempting.
But you know what? I have no idea what's going to happen. So let's just go for
beating phase.
Yes.
Okay. Now we're going to flip 4 objective cards.
Yep.
You can't have more than 2 of the same color. So if we get 3 of a color, we'll have to put it to the bottom. 1.
That is the wild card
It's
control zone.
Blue control, so any control zone will get you 2 victory points.
Actually,
Having more control zones, I think it is.
It's
That's why it's got 3.
slightly different. Here, let me get that card is actually full king.
We also have an orange objective. Orange is the states. So if you apply a second state to somebody that has a state, you get a victory point.
Yeah.
If that state happens to be marked, you would get a second victory point. Unfortunately, neither of us are playing marked.
So this objective card is whichever player
can camera to the big screen.
Oh yes.
That way they can see these cards a little more clearly. Okay, so up here, this is the states marker that we're talking about, and marked means you get a second point.
Right. Now this one is whichever player controls more scoring zones.
More score.
Yes, will get 2 victory points.
So you could ignore kills completely and run for a zone that's got nobody in it.
Yes.
And if you get 2 and I only get 1, that would get you more.
Yes, but of course we're all heavily engaged right now.
So getting away would be tricky.
All right, so the card is it is the catch-up, one of the catch-up cards.
So at the end of the round, if one of us gets more victories than the other,
well, because
actually no, at the end of the round we would both have 0 at that.
That is correct. So this one is
unless somebody grabs one of them. These 2 only trigger at the end of the round. These trigger when they happen.
And to make it even more interesting, our last one is control zone 3.
So if you control zone 3 and your opponent controls nothing else, you would get 3 victory points.
Yes.
Okay, let's go back to the main screen and let's get this peppy going. So 3 of the objectives won't trigger until the end of the round, whereas the orange one will trigger as soon as we can get some states into play. Okay, final step for prep is going to be putting these initiatives into play.
Right, and once again, as prime time, I will go first and last.
Because they go face up.
Yep.
As opposed to face down.
The other restriction is that only the primetime player can possibly have both of their characters going on the same go. But since there's only 2 of us, that's not going to matter. If there were 3 or 4 of us, that might actually come into play. So we're going to start, well, the question is, what are we going to start off with?
Interesting.
Okay.
Get the sniper out of the way while we can. This will be fun.
I need to take a drink.
Okay, and 3 is the special control zone, but if I hold 2, even if he holds 3, I would get 2 instead of his 1.
All right.
If that's the way these things work out.
So here we go.
Round 1, turn 1. Prime time gets to go first because it's a tied initiative.
All right, so we are going to start off, of course, with everybody's favorite opening card.
Yay!
Stick to the plan.
Everybody gets the card and he gets 2. I will take it. And I am happy. I would never know that card. He has the advantage of getting the one that he would
Yes,
want to.
anybody who would know a stick to the plan is a terrible person, and we would not allow them back in the Maui HexaDome.
That would not be nice. Bear in mind, I believe this year we are going to try to do our Maui HexaDome Invitational, which means you are invited if you happen to be on Maui.
Okay. So, we've gotten cards, we've gotten stuff, and it is Bachman's go.
Bear in mind, members of Corpus Sabelli who come and participate in this can write it off as a business expense.
Well, I guess we're going to start with trying to dump a whole ton of poison.
Here we go. Send your messages.
All right. So
you got 4 energies, and that's going to be 4 attempts.
We're going to start out with a sample.
Sample is nothing. You do not successfully.
However, I impose 2 poison counters.
It only takes a shield.
It takes a shield, yeah. So 2 plus on counters onto Senor Massacre.
Senor will take 2. Fortunately, we don't have any state. It has to be a different state, so a second poison doesn't count. However, if he can get a second type in there, he'll be happy.
Unfortunately, it's hard because he can pretty much only generate poisons on his own. He needs help to get other states, which I was hoping was going to happen. Who the heck knows at this point?
Right.
Okay, we're going to
happen later. Turn.
a second. We're going to do a second sample.
Success.
Okay, success. So I am going to get one of those poisons back.
Here you go.
And then I am going to inflict 2 more upon you.
So Senor has 3, and Bachman has a harmless 1.
Yeah.
Now you're going to try to put it back on me.
Yes, now we're just going to do an inoculate.
And try to get that and more. He got that and an extra.
Yeah, so now that is a big...
We're up to 5
poison counters.
And I believe that was 3 energy.
That is 3, yes.
You can do it one more time if you like.
Absolutely, because why not?
Did you want to take one, or are you doing it just as putting a non-1 hoping for a switch?
I'm going to take one.
Okay.
If of course, the rule succeeds.
Provided you get a star. He did, and I get 1 back, so...
Yep.
It's a net total of 1 more poison, but it happens to be on Bachman. I'm still at... Senor is still at 5.
All right, and that's
But
what...
that will be enough to kill him at the end of his round, unless something else happens. It's not his round. It's actually Major Luna's round. So she might as well try to shoot Bachman in the face. But first we're going to do a suppressive fire upon Bachman.
Okay, there is nothing I can do about that.
I have no cover, so I don't get any bonus there. This is a green ability. It's going to be a simple orange and a yellow. I get the success.
That is the -2 movement, correct?
Yes. I also...
And...
I do not have a shield, so I don't get the damage.
However, you just got yourself a victory point.
Because that is a second. He had the 1 poison on him from himself. I just added -2 movement. Now, I don't get 2 because it's not marked, but I do get 1 victory.
Okay, let me make sure this works. Yes, it worked. I got a victory point up on the board. All right.
And now we always have 4, so I believe it flips immediately.
I believe those. Check this.
Discard objective.
Yes.
Okay, the next objective is a kill. It is a single victory for any benching you do.
Yep.
So, for example, if the poison does indeed take out Senor, that would be enough of a bench for Bachman. Fortunately, it's Major Luna's turn. She's going to do, she did succeed with that. Now she's got 3 energy. Now that he's got his -2 movement, I'm going to shoot you. And
so you're doing her standard called shot, but you do get a boost, I believe, of an extra die or an extra star.
Unfortunately, that's part of her cool tactic.
That's right, that's snake bite.
And unfortunately, I don't happen to be holding snake bites.
Well,
so I'm just going to shoot you.
I normally have a green and a yellow and a blue on defense, and I am going to add another blue.
This is not the roll. I'm just getting my dice out.
Yeah.
I've got a red, an orange, and a yellow as her main roll. I'm sorry, this is the other one. It's a red and an orange and an automatic star.
Right.
Is her main roll. And I'm not going to add anything or change anything to this. I'm just going to roll the 2 dice.
All right, and I'm going to roll my 3 dice and hope I get a lot of shields.
I got 3
That's
stars.
3 stars.
Total.
That's going to be enough to kill if I don't get any shields. Luckily,
he got 2
shields and 3 coming back at you.
Oh my goodness.
He just backlash killed you.
Is there anything? Wow, that is actually quite impressive. Let's see if there's anything I can do about this. Wow, that was very unexpected, and I have a feeling you got a victory point for that red objective that just came out.
Yep.
Yeah, and she will take the rest of her turn.
So that is a victory point and a frag.
She will be getting
immediately
energy
claim this objective, which will give me that victory point. So
it then flips and becomes a second green. So,
oh god,
you can have whoever's lower on victory points will get a double boost.
Well, but you can only steal 1 victory. Well, right now we're tied.
That's true. I don't check the green just to make sure there's this special rule for the greens. I know you can't have more than 2 of any one color, But the greens were a little special.
Only the player with the least victory. So if we're tied.
Well, you can also use only trigger one objective at a time.
Well, those greens are special
Right.
because they are not actually checked until the objectives phase of the round, the end of the round. When to claim, and we can have two of the same color.
We'll also check the text to see if anybody watching has a specific comment. Would this mean the underdog gains 2 and the leader loses 2? Or would you only be able to do one of these at a time?
As far as I can tell,
they would both trigger?
They would both trigger, but since at the moment we have a tie, nobody has least victory.
Well, that'll happen at the end of the round.
Right.
I'm just wondering if that's gonna, because I thought there was a rule that said you can't trigger 2 objective cards on the same thing.
Oh, yes. Yes, I believe.
Which means I don't think you could do both of these 2 greens on the same round.
Yes. Players cannot claim more than 1 objective card at the same time.
So I don't know if you're actually allowed to have 2 greens up.
No, you are.
Or if I grab it and if it puts me in the lead, you grab it right back?
I think they would end up essentially negating each other.
Well, unless I'm behind by like 3. In which case I grab the first one and I'm still behind, so then I would grab the second one.
See, in that case,
if we're close enough, then I would grab the first one, now we're switched, and you would grab the second one back where we were.
I would think that if we were able to switch like that, it would work. But if one player couldn't get both of them. But regardless, we're tied right now.
So we'll see what happens at that point. In any case, that's the end of Major Liz' turn, much to her great disappointment. Moving on to turn 2, where Axel Steele will have the initiative advantage. We're still vying for Control Zone 3, so he could just drop everything and run for the zone.
Right. But
since
you are going to be coming right back in.
She's already out.
Oh, that's right. She's
all gone. She won't be coming back until next go.
Well,
so you could just make a free run, and potentially, if I can't kill what's his name, that would still be contested, and you would get both blue. Or you could come and play and just get the one for the victory, and an extra frag because it's cool.
God,
it's so many choices.
So many choices.
Final thing to throw one more variable to confuse you. He's already got 5 poison.
That's right. So he's going to explode no matter what. Unless you have a card. I don't think you... Oh, total regeneration would work.
Is that what the card is called?
Or the one that allows you to...
Epic regeneration?
I don't know. That's friggin' stupid card of his. God, I don't know what to do now.
I think you should go start jumping on special spaces.
No.
But they're funny.
I gotta... No, because then you're gonna...
This is so much fun. I've only got Senor left.
You know what? It's worth it. 2 for 5 movement. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 for 5 movement. 1, 2.
Yes, I agree. That is what I would have done as well. Senor, of course, has no real option but to first try to behead, what's his name?
Murder, 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 murder.
Now, since I don't have enough energy to get 2 movements to get all the way to zone 3 anyway, I might as well just try to murder you properly, and I will try to taunt you first.
I think proper murder is the appropriate.
1 energy to attempt to taunt the Chemical Brother. Bachman, I successfully taunt the Chemical Brother.
There is nothing I can do about that.
I can use the bang to taunt you a second time, which of course does nothing. Unfortunately, I've already gotten the state's bonus off.
Yeah, well, also...
But now when I spend 2 to attack you, I get an extra orange for the taunt.
That is correct, yes.
This one is going to be a red, 2 orange, and a yellow.
Because he's technically not a...
It doesn't say that you're imposed or under the influence. It just says if you is taunted.
But I'm not taunted. Because the state does nothing to me.
That is arguable, and if you're going to raise a stink about it, I'm going to let you have it just to keep the game moving.
Hang on, I'm checking.
Because while he's not influenced by the taunt, it is, I suppose, on him. But in any case, yeah, that is a question. Well, if the poison counted for the card as a state,
Okay, I think.
willing to let you have it for now,
Well,
so we can
I
keep
think
going.
I want to make a little bit of a change. It's coming up on my side because it's a little hard for them to see the objectives by having to flip back and forth.
Gotcha.
So I'm wondering if I want to try.
Move them up onto a part of the board or into the corners. This side.
At this point in time, I don't care about arguing. Go for it.
Okay, so yes to the second orange?
Yeah, might as
Okay.
well. Why not? Okay, I do not unfortunately have a second blue to throw at that, so I just have a yellow and a blue on this defensive roll.
I rolled crappy anyway.
Well, 1 shield, 2 stars. I think there's a lot of bouncing.
Is there anything I can do with that? I don't have enough bangs to remove any shields. I don't have any useful abilities to throw in here. Wow, he is my... Yeah, the dice don't seem to be appreciated.
You do get another shot, though, don't you?
I do have another 2 energy, so I might as well swing again. You are correct.
I mean, take the shots that you are given.
Swap out one of those orange dice. There we go.
Much better roll.
Okay.
However, I think you still only did 1
No, because the 2 bangs allow me to remove your shield.
Ah, excellent. That is what you needed.
You got to switch, unless you got any switches you'd like to use.
Ooh, so the 2 bangs, you said? Darn, so I don't get any points of damage back on you. But yes, so that will be a frag.
Yes.
So that's
Now, that does not count as victory points. Unless there was a red card, which Primus has already snapped up before I could. Alas to poor Luna, and you her well. So now he is out of energy. He takes 5 points of damage, and then, yes, indeed, Epic Regeneration heals all 5 damage and keeps him on his feet.
No.
He uses his no.
No.
I, alas, don't have my no, so you get a second frag. Senior Massacre also goes to the bench. So at the end of the round, both blue objectives are met.
So I am going to get 3 victory points, but you will take
Which
one
then
of them from me.
puts me solidly behind, so I get to trigger the underdog. And I will get 1, and you will lose 1.
So I will only get 2 instead of 3,
And I will get
gain
1. So we're currently Primus at 3, BanzaiZAP at 2. The prime time is switching to BanzaiZAP.
Yes.
The prime time is going to say, yes, let's swap out all 4 objectives for 4 new objectives. We have a state objective with Dazzle. We have a single benching objective. We have a second state objective with poisons. I'm sure Mr. Bachman is looking forward to that one. And the final objective is a blue control. 3 or 5 will each give us victory points for control.
Now, before we go any farther, here's your taunt back. We do have to move the running projectiles.
Yes, indeed. Now, we each move one of them.
Yep, so it was still...
You were still prime time.
Yes.
It's either move 3 and detonate or move 5 and not detonate.
Well, Everybody is
Nobody in range
range.
to detonate on.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this one and I'm going to move it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Whereas this one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Since neither detonate, neither need to be replaced.
Now that can go back to you.
That's going to go in my discard.
Now, we will both get 1 card for gaining victory points.
We will both get one card for the end of the turn.
For the end of a turn, and we will both get a 3rd card because we both got frags. 2, 3. Oh, wait a minute. Why didn't I move those? Oh, because he died. That's why. That's
Because
why
he
I
got
moved
blown
those
up.
off. Because he did.
Okay. So as prime time, I'm going to place mine first. And I'm going to start off with Senior Massacre.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Everybody's going to be coming back in from the bench
Except for Axel Steele, who's happy where he is in slot 3 because that's one of the control rooms we want this guy.
So we are going to put Bachman there.
Natural second.
Yep. All right.
Can I kill off Axel before he goes?
That is a little difficult.
Yes.
All right, here we are.
I got my cards. I got my dudes. I am prime time, so I'm going to be bringing back Senor from the field, and it's going to be fairly obvious where he's coming and what he's doing.
Hello.
There. I'm going to start by taunting you because I think you are silly.
I am kind of silly. I mean, no.
I failed by taunting you. That does not stop me from taking a swipe at
I am so not silly.
I hadn't thought about that. Actually, okay, I with 2 energy. All enemies are taunted.
See, you had to cheat in order
I was hoping not to have to use the tactic. I was hoping the rain would be successful. So you Senor taunted.
Boo. Kiss his boo. However, Bachman is still on the bench, so he does not
He
get
is not
taunted.
taunted, correct. Okay, now I'm just going to hit you. So this will be a normal melee defensive roll in close range,
Right.
which is what he likes.
Green and a blue. And because I'm feeling saucy,
And because I'm feeling scared, I'm going to add a blue.
well, I'm going to add a blue
Ooh, he is saucy.
and an orange.
Ooh, he's especially saucy.
Hoping to, hey, I backlash killed you.
Yeah, I know. Luna was certainly
I'm not sure
surprised.
how Bachman did that.
I don't think he is either. He usually kills people by poison. 4. That's not bad.
That's not bad.
5. No, 4.
4 shields. However, you have no shields. So 1 point is coming back on you. And I will be taking no
Now, I
damage.
can use my 2 bangs to nullify one of your shields.
Yes.
I can also re-roll one of my dice.
Okay, well, re-roll one of your
The
dice.
blank orange really should be the one that gets re-rolled. There
Hey,
we
you got
go.
one more. Okay.
I don't think there's anything else I can do to mess with this. So we're going to say that's 2 damage in on you and 1 damage in on me.
Okay. I am going to spend.
Do a point?
Yeah, I'm going to do. Actually, I'm going to do 2 points.
He can do a double point.
Yes. We're going to go
Here's some damage.
point.
No, fix the damage.
Point.
Ah, moving around behind.
Now, I did take 2 points of damage.
Yes.
Luckily, no benchy, so no daddy.
Yes.
Okay, so it is.
I believe that is it for Send Your Massacre.
Right, okay, which means this flips.
No, that flips at the end of his.
Oh, that's right, that's right.
Not mine.
Sorry,
no.
a little confused.
This is the one that flips.
Okay, so it is a Bachman's turn. Bachman
Yes.
does get a -2 energy, which he doesn't ignore.
Correct. Here, you can have all the stack of poisons back. Thank you very much.
Well, they're not going to come back on you this turn because.
Oh, they'll be coming back soon.
Yeah, because.
He's going to go for the other scoring zone.
Yeah, why
perhaps.
not? Now, there's no way I can keep myself completely shaded from Luna coming in and shooting me in the face.
Right.
But we'll just place myself there anyways. Everybody is out of range. So yeah, that's basically it. He comes in, he sits there. No, you know what?
He might as well be centered.
Center. Well, that way you can't place Luna there and contest the zone.
Minimum's 3.
Oh, that's right. Well, you might have that card.
This is true.
That's
There
okay.
are a number of cards we can play.
All right. So he's in, he's placed, this flips. And that's where we are.
Alrighty then. I believe that means we're moving on to turn 2 of round 2, which Axel Steele has the points.
Yes.
The initiative.
The initiatavos.
We are not going to conjugate initiative.
I just did. You can't do anything about it.
I don't think it was conjugal.
All right. So, yes, we are going to start off by playing his Hit the Liver card,
Here we go.
which gives him extra states that he can do on his left-right attack.
Ufta,
Yeah.
as they say.
That is certainly the hope. All right. And we are going to throw a left-right at Send Your Massacre.
Ufta.
That is a red and 2 yellows.
I've got a black and a green. And let's see if there's anything I can throw into this. Let's just go with a black and the green.
All right.
2 shields. 2 stars.
However, 2 bangs. So I am going to choose to stun you.
He is stunned, and that's the second state on him, which triggers the first of our objectives.
Yep.
So that's 1 victory for Primus, and the replacement objective is a second blue 5. Oh, 5 is now subject.
Holy smokes. Okay. It was 2 energy.
Yep.
He still has 3 energy left. Now, I'm not going to be able to catch that other state objective card because that requires states to be on. I need a 3rd character to do it on.
Or a 3rd state to throw out there. Poison just becomes an extra.
Ah, I could do it.
He's only he has 2 states, so if
Huh?
you can throw, he's got the negative movement, right?
Yes.
If you can get that on him, that'll trigger the other one. Wow, eating up these objective points.
Okay, so, well, the question is, like, do I do the low kick and go for the immobile? Like, I have to, because while I could possibly reflip the -1 energy thanks to Hit the Liver, it wouldn't get me
wouldn't
the
give you a
objective
new
state.
state.
So, low kick. This is a orange, a blue, and a yellow.
This is an actual attack?
It is an actual attack. No extra dice to add to it, sadly.
3 shields.
Damn it, but that's okay.
He's not going for the damage, he's going for the effects.
Which
Did
I
you get the effects?
I did because it is an automatic.
So it is a negative movement.
-2 movement.
That is the 3rd. You get 1 more victory point for this objective, which is replaced by. You cannot have 3, so this one does not.
Yes, that one just gets discarded.
Another frag.
So that is.
But this one has the symbol of hit points.
Actually, no, that's initiative.
Initiative. So if you kill somebody with that initiative.
Well, it's the highest initiative on your team.
So in my case, they're both at 5.
And in my case, so you, by killing Axel,
Would get the
it.
extra.
Me? A tie. I don't know about this one if both of your characters count for that.
Yeah.
Oh, let's see.
And then major, I believe that's going to be it for Axel Steel. Quite prodigious for Axel Steel.
Yeah, it does say just the highest attribute value, so both of your characters count for that.
However, I'm going to try to get a kill right now and try to kill Axel Steel himself.
Right, because I did no damage to you, right?
Right.
Bummer. Okay, so yes, so Axel is done. Luna's turn.
Luna shows up here to shoot Axel in the face.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing I can do about that.
You are in range. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Yep.
But she only has negative, so I can't do the suppressive fire first, which is disappointing.
Saved by the bell.
Now would have been the perfect time for a no. But you'll notice the conjugation that I was using for these verb tenses. I believe Primus has just won the game.
No, because there is no control over this zone. Because we both have one character in it.
So you'll only be getting 2 victory points.
Yes. Actually, hang on. Let me make sure that's not an either or.
Well, you'll trigger that one for that one, and then this one for this one.
Well, the question is it both 3 and 5? Is it? Oh yeah, no, it is at least 1, and yes, so I'm going to be gaining 2 victory points.
I was really hoping to get those kills to even out the victory points. That would have evened things out. Instead, woof! He only needs to trigger 1 objective.
Actually, no, wait, no, I
game.
can't. I can only get 1 of these.
Because you can only trigger 1 at a time?
Yes.
So he gets 1 victory point because these would contradict each other.
Yes. So I'll just.
If he had 3 in control, then it would have been enough to trigger that one.
I am going to take that one. The 1 victory point for that one.
Okay. We're still going to reset all 4 objectives.
No, we're not.
I'm still prime time.
No, prime time. That's right. Yes.
So I'm going to declare,
I'm still getting that one.
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
And then we're going to swap out for things.
Okay. So
control of zone 1.
Way over there.
An underdog, if it ever comes to that.
Yep.
Control center space and 1 other.
Yes.
And then you get 2.
Yes.
And a states, a single point double states.
Just any state. Okay. Now
you get a second state.
Now it becomes fun.
You gain 3. No, you only gain 2 victory. Yep. I mean 2 cards.
I only
gain 1.
Yes. However, we're not done yet.
Oh,
running projectiles.
Yes, indeed. One of them is close enough to go.
Yes, but you are prime time.
So I'm going to choose that one to go first and have it move 5 and not detonate. That would be funny.
Always go for the funny choice.
1, 2, 3 doesn't detonate. 4, 5.
Okay, yeah, it's right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Stop me easy access to the A zone. Now this flips over there. Okay. And we do our initiatives for round 3.
Now I get 2 cards.
I only get 1 because I didn't gain any victory and I didn't get any frags.
Yep. All right.
And I still didn't get any of my lovely draw cards. Oh, well. And he's going prime time, so it almost doesn't matter what I do here.
Okay. So moving on to 3, I've got prime time.
And by now, we've probably forgotten where we put which special spaces which.
I totally remember mine. We do this. I guess the real question is, do I have to disengage from projectile?
I do believe they have a disengage roll. It's like a single black. No, it would be a fisty. I don't think they have a fisty.
No, it's like they have a little hard to read.
I think it's the 3 hex armor symbol.
Yes. Occupy.
If they have no fisty, they have no disengage.
What I have to disengage from
Is Massacre itself.
you. Okay.
His disengage is a blue and a yellow.
Which is actually not bad. Guess the question is, what is that running projectile? Is it flat damage, or is it just an immobilize?
That's
Do I sit and take it?
Yes, indeed.
Oh God!
Center and 1 are the places we want to get to.
Well,
You can hold the center and 1.
yeah, that. Well, it's still going to
but
be
it-
just 2.
Well, center and 1 would be better.
Yeah.
Center and anything else is good. States are good. Depending on how the point difference, underdog could win the game.
Yep.
If we're tied, it's no. If you're tied, it doesn't trigger.
That's correct.
Okay, I will then do.
Okay.
And as prime time, Bachman gets to go. Is he running for the center? Is he running for 1?
He can't get to 1.
I don't think so.
Bachman's a bit of a slowpoke, and he's
That's
also
true.
well, he's down 1 energy. Yet he's still down 1 energy.
energy.
Yes. So he can't make it there. Maybe
He might not be able to make it to the center.
he can't, because his move is only 4.
Right. And he's only got 3 in.
Right. Well, it's still part of that, so. He doesn't have to worry about one of the magnet exploding in his face and possibly killing him. Okay, we are going to play absorption, which means that if any state is imposed on Axel,
It goes on him.
it goes
instead.
on to Bachman.
Okay.
So he's just going to slurp off states.
Gotcha. So the taunting thing won't stick.
And that's it. Now this goes away.
Taunt won't stick to Axel. It'll get sucked right onto Bachman.
That's right, because his taunt should have flipped, correct? Because he went
At the end of
second.
Axel's turn, yes. Worth it. I'm going to try to taunt you anyway.
Come on, Senor.
Taunt! Taunted!
Okay, we'll just keep that
You
there.
just flip back over.
Well, except for
Oh, it's on the other guy.
he takes it.
Okay. Now then, I'm going to smack you.
Smack me?
A red, a yellow, and an orange.
So you got 1 shot because you're still down 1 energy. And I am going to play, this shark still has teeth, which allows me to add a red to my defense rolls. Interesting. No, because it's minimum range of 3. So
Right.
yes, so it adds a red to my defense roll. So my defense roll is now a red, a green, and a blue.
You cannot use stars to damage me with this defense.
Yeah, before performing an attack. Okay. Hey, I still have an extra chance for shields.
Yes.
And better for exclamation points.
Which is what you'd like.
Some displaces would be good.
Yeah.
Good roll.
4 stars.
Oh, God.
Oh,
Wow, that's a terrible roll.
I don't think it's enough to take you out.
Yeah, it is, because I've got damage on me.
And 2 bangs remove a shield.
Yep. Yeah, with that terrible roll, that's gonna, yeah, he is fragged. Luckily,
He's going to come right there. And unfortunately, I don't get victory points for frags because there are no objectives for kills.
I'll take it. Oh! Oh, shit. Bachman's going to slurp off the -2 energy when he comes back.
Very likely.
Because this,
We'll see what happens. Well, it's not being imposed by another player.
it's when any state token is imposed to an ally. And it doesn't say while on the board. The only restriction is that if he gets blown away,
Right.
then the effect fails.
Right.
Well, in any case, yeah, Infirmary, bench.
Frag. I'll get a card, provided you don't just win.
I'm trying to just win. So you're done anyway.
I think he's only got 1 energy left.
Yes.
But that's okay, because he healed the point of damage that he had. Oh, I did 1. But it would still kill you.
You did enough damage even with the
Okay.
stun. Yes, I took that into account.
So these then flip. That one goes away. Massacre has finished turn 1 of round 3.
Okay.
Turn 2 of round 3. Actual Steel comes right back.
Well, we're going to let Luna go first.
That had flipped at the end of her turn. So
Yes, she should be at -1
So she
now.
can do a double run,
Yes.
which will put her in the middle. Four.
Yeah.
We're gonna gamble that that's an immobilized box. 1, 2, 3. Because there's a good chance that there's other things gonna happen here. Okay. Fire! He's got 3 energy.
He's got 3 energy. Well, I guess
Actually, no. If it gets sucked off
because
immediately.
it would get well.
Well, he's already got it.
Well, I put him out there.
Oh, I see.
Oh, they're not talking about. They're just having some random discussion on whether or not 2-player prime time is worth it, and it is. We're having fun.
We are.
Y'all shut up.
This is an example of the new mechanics. I'd say yeah. It's a state being imposed,
And it's being imposed to an ally.
and it doesn't say in the hexadome. You gain a victory point.
That's right.
Which puts you up to 7. This is the 3rd blue.
Okay, keep flipping.
4th blue. Kill. But it's
Kill the lowest initiative, which again is either person on your team.
correct. You've got 1 swing.
I have 2 swings.
Oh, that's right, because we're sucking off the energy. There we go.
God. But if I murder you,
That only gets you the kill point, but that's enough.
well,
That's enough to win the game.
except there's no, because the running projectile, even if it is the 3 damage
That'll
one.
trigger the moment you kill her.
Oh, that's right. Yes. Okay. We go.
Might as well take the swing.
Okay, so do I want to do left, left, right, or low kick? You know what? Let's start with left, left, right. And we're going to add another yellow to it. So it's going to be a red and 3 yellows.
Green and the blue.
Hoping for mass quantities of murder.
Oof.
On 4 stars. 1, 2, 3, 4 stars.
And that is enough to win. That triggers the double initiative, which puts him at over 8. Ding, ding, ding. Very nicely done.
This is wild.
The dice haven't been liking me tonight, but that's okay. We got some good examples of how these new mechanics work.
So the running projectile next to Senior Massacre is an immobilize.
And the one in the center was also an immobilize.
Wow. Let's flip all of our little. So that would have given a focus.
Damage.
That's a displace.
Displace.
Damage. Damage. Displace.
Sends you to the deployment zone. I
Yep. -2 movement.
believe. And place.
Yep. Wow. So I can see where with 3 or 4 players, this would be abject chaos.
That would be delightful. That would certainly be delightful. I can see an argument to be made if it's 2-player to use 4 people per team.
Yeah, yeah.
But at 3, definitely 2 would be all you really need on the table. 3 certainly makes it exciting.
It's certainly, I mean, because, yeah, as one of the discussions we were having, with only 2 people per team, that would be the 3-player board.
Right.
With only 2 players per team, you can't go for everything. You can't have a team that's going to be able to deal with putting out states or running for zones and doing kills at the same time. You can get close.
2-player teams certainly make things interesting. It is a heavy nerf to Hannibal specifically, because he depends on more guys. If you're playing the 2-player on each team variant, then Hannibal comes back into play.
A little bit, yeah.
But on the 2-player or 3-player 2-character teams, Hannibal's at a disadvantage.
So yeah, like I said, this is our first full game of Prime Time with all of the special rules.
Using all the extras, as it were.
We would have had more people, but somebody named Keep a Hooligan decided he was too lazy to come into the game today.
Or V&B Saber or KK.
Well, V&B Saber is apparently ill again. and
so make sure he stays safe.
Yeah, did not come in to try and infect me like he usually does. I know you're watching. Stop it. Stop it.
So that was our Battle of Common Goals Primetime Aristeia here at the Maui HexaDome. We do this weekly Saturdays here on YouTube Live, and youtube.com/shamelessmayhem has an archive of all the games as well. Feel free to send us questions or comments or suggestions or rules corrections in the comments below. We actually do read them, and we appreciate all of our viewers and tend to call them out by name on stream. So thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next time at the Maui HexaDome.